War Baby here with a Thanksgiving special because I'm so very thankful for my lovely listeners. The feedback I've received, the Patreon support and interaction I've gotten, well, I just want to say thanks. I'm thankful for all of you. Before we start this story, which happened 1 year ago on November 22nd, 2017, I saw something sad on the news and relevant to my listeners. Just weeks after episode 21, Stoned, another innocent driver was just killed by a giant hunk of concrete thrown from an overpass. This recent tragedy happened just a few days ago on the morning of Tuesday, November 20th, 2018, just 2 days before Thanksgiving. 54-year-old Joe C. Shelton of Pleasant View, Tennessee, was on his way to work at the Nissan plant where he had been employed for the past 28 years. He was married to his high school sweetheart. I will post a photo to Instagram at KillerKidsPod where you will see that the football-shaped hunk of concrete went through his windshield, square through the driver's side. The incident took place at the Shelby Avenue Bridge around 4:55 a.m. After he was hit, his car sideswiped a truck, then slammed into the guardrail at the Stillman-Aarons Bridge of Interstate 24. Metro Nashville Police seek tips, asking anyone with info to call Crime Stoppers at 615-742-7463. Wednesday, November 22nd, 2017. It's the day before Thanksgiving when the nightmare kicks off. Seriously, what the hell is going on?
More questions than answers into the death of a grandmother and a 15-year-old who may be the only one to explain what happened.
Breaking news out of Neptune Beach, where a JSO corrections officer came home yesterday to find his front door open, house ransacked, and his mother and his 15-year-old son nowhere to be found.
You think you have a patrol officer dispatch to my house? I know I've had a burglary, and my mom, who was supposed to be, we just got back from vacation, and my mom that was supposed to pick me up from the airport, and my diabetic son are missing. Looking around the house, like I just noticed my safe was, like the keypad was ripped off it. It's all kind of a pretty concerning thing to keep.
Yeah, a little bit strange.
And that is when the search began for grandson and grandmother. 15-year-old Logan Mott. He needs his insulin. It's not clear how long he's been without it. Logan hasn't been seen at school since Friday.
His mother says her diabetic son's mechanical insulin pump recently stopped working, an imbalance in blood sugars that has caused erratic behavior before.
Police are still looking for French's car, which also remains missing at this hour. That's a silver four-door Dodge Dart.
Now, the ransacked home is on Seagate Avenue. That's in Neptune Beach. We've learned police are searching through that home and also French's home in Mayport. Guns, we're told, are missing from both of these homes.
We did speak with Logan's mother on the phone from Missouri about what it's like watching all of this unfold from so far away.
We're just all grieving right now. We don't know what to do. It's so hard because we don't know if he has insulin or not. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what happened. And there's just no way that his grandmother would have ever allowed anything to happen. So it's just, we just don't have any explanations right now of what's happened. He has a really big heart. He's never said a bad word to anybody. So it's just baffling. My gut just tells me that he just ran. Like his only thought was to panic and run and to take the guns and to go to the woods.
Logan's mother says he loves the outdoors and is an avid survivalist.
It's a sentiment shared by Logan Mott's former nanny.
Colleen Morris spent most of 2011 as a nanny for Logan Mott, visiting the Neptune Beach home in the early afternoons, making sure he got home from school and would put him to bed.
I'd grown to love him. I grew to love him as if he was my own grandchild.
She says he was well-mannered and recalls father and son bonding.
His father did so much together. They were very active, very sports-minded.
Adding that Eric Mott was a strict parent, but not unreasonable, Morris explained. She has one message she hopes Logan will hear.
I would definitely want Logan to be honest. And I know Logan will be honest. He's that kind of kid. The boy I remember is not capable of anything so horrible. Until they prove it beyond every shadow of a doubt, I will not believe that Logan had anything to do with it.
He is a great kid, and there's got to be an explanation for what went wrong. He is a very compassionate young man. I don't believe for 1 second that Logan did any of this.
We're outside of her home here now on Nipigon Avenue South. We did speak to several neighbors who say that they are not aware of what could have possibly happened to Miss French, as she has not lived on this block very long. I spoke to one neighbor who says that the family just moved in about a week ago. Kristina French is 53 years old. She's originally from Michigan, according to public records. According to neighbors, French was not very talkative and kind of kept to herself, as she was new here on the block.
Friday, November 24th, 2017.
The investigation took a very sharp turn when the body of a woman was found in the backyard here at 418 Seagate Avenue. That is the home of not only the 15-year-old Logan Mott, but also his father, a 17-year-old JSO veteran corrections officer, Eric Mott.
They found a body, and they believe that it's her, which is the grandmother of Logan Mott. Logan Mott is not around. They suspect he's either in South Central Pennsylvania in the vehicle that was listed on the original BOLO. It sounds like to me, based upon what Director Limbe had conveyed, is that that individual, meaning Logan Mott, was spotted in that vehicle, possibly by law enforcement. So it may be a short period of time when they take him into custody. We heard also from Director Limbe that they were in the process of securing a warrant for auto theft. So that leads me to believe that they're probably have a good idea where he is, or maybe how they can get him and take him into custody at least.
All right, and he is, 15-year-old Logan Mott is diabetic. It is said that he would have brought some insulin with him. Now, he is considered armed and dangerous. He is only a person of interest so far, but armed and dangerous because of those firearms that are missing. But he is not considered a danger to anyone in this area right now. But again, that body found this afternoon making a huge difference.
I want to say it doesn't take long for authorities to track him down. However, even 3 days is too long for a diabetic 14-year-old to be whereabouts unknown.
Logan Mott in custody tonight after trying to cross the border into Canada.
We need to interview him to discuss what happened at the home.
Mott was on the run for 3 days in her stolen car and was believed to be armed and dangerous, with guns taken from his father's arsenal. Florida police believe he was the last person to see his grandmother, 53-year-old Kristina French, alive. On Friday, human remains were discovered in a shallow grave behind the teen's ransacked home. Investigators say Mott was first spotted in western Pennsylvania on surveillance video. He was then detained on the border in Buffalo.
CBP officers at the Peace Bridge encountered Logan Mott, who had made a wrong turn onto the bridge.
The Peace Bridge, the second busiest border crossing between the U.S. and Canada. Customs and Border Protection first took note when Mott U-turned back toward Buffalo.
It happens a lot. People accidentally get on the bridge. So it's initial interview by the officers that allows them to see what's going on. But in this case, they were also alerted to the active warrant.
The warrant for grand theft auto. Mott traveling alone in a Dodge Dart, presumably the one belonging to his grandmother, part of the initial search alert Wednesday. Customs says Mott probably wouldn't have gotten much farther had he reached the Canadian checkpoint.
We're in constant communication every day on border issues. So I'm sure had they been leery of something, we would have gotten a phone call.
Logan Mott is still officially considered a person of interest, by the way, and not a suspect. He's being held by Buffalo police. It's estimated that he could be extradited within a few days or even up to a week.
Logan Mott's mother, Carrie, en route to Buffalo herself from her Missouri home, texted us today that she'd had her first conversation with her son since the tragedy. She tells me he just sobbed. I talked, he sobbed. He didn't tell me anything. It was very emotional, but he knows he's loved and not alone now.
Before Logan Mott was known to criminal investigators in Jacksonville, he and his family were known to the family court circuit in Duval County. The I-team counted more than 200 motions filed back and forth in the bitter custody battle between his mother, Carrie Campbell Mott, and his father, Eric Mott, a corrections lieutenant with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. In the legal volley, the I-team found Logan Mott and his father were interviewed by DCF 2 years ago. Logan's mother's motion reads, the former husband and minor child have been interviewed by the Department of Children and Families after claims raised by the child to school personnel. We don't know which school staffer reached out to DCF. Logan's mother previously told the I-team Logan attended 5 local schools: St. Mark's, San Pablo Elementary, Neptune Beach Elementary, Fletcher Middle, and Sandalwood High School. When the I-Team pressed DCF about whether there had been complaint calls on Logan Mott's behalf, a spokesperson responded, "Per the state confidentiality laws, we are not legally able to say." Eric Mott's legal response to the abuse allegation included, "The former wife has made false claims to the Department of Children and Family Services, claiming the child to be abused while in the former husband's care. The former wife's complaints are false, fraudulent, and unfounded." In the 200-plus legal filings the I-Team combed through, we could not find a court ruling on the mother's allegations, but we do know Logan remained in the custody of his father. The records show the divorced couple went before judges for everything from school decisions to Logan's medical needs with his diabetes. In the summer of 2014, this court document shows Logan was physically removed from his mother by police and taken from her Missouri home back to Jacksonville. After his father notified the court, Logan had been hospitalized. Eric wrote the court, "The former wife has demonstrated an inability to monitor the minor child, thus exposing the minor child to imminent risk of serious injury or death. This is related to Logan's diabetes." The claim was something Logan's mother adamantly denied. A judge overturned the temporary order within weeks. Now the two parents are once again faced with trying to determine what's in the best interest of their child, this time locked away in a juvenile detention facility in Buffalo, New York, something Logan's attorney admits is complex.
It's a bit of a complicated situation because it was Dad's mother who was found in the backyard, which creates a bit of a conflict of interest on behalf of Dad because on the one hand, would like to see justice for his mother. On the other hand, as a father, I would imagine, and I haven't spoken to him, but I would imagine as a father, he would feel a natural desire to want to protect this child. So it creates a bit of a conflict there, in my opinion. I've been dealing mostly with mother. I don't think father is in a position right now to address these issues.
This morning, Logan Mott waived his extradition hearing in Buffalo, New York. He will face murder charges for the death of his grandmother.
15-year-old Logan Mott and his attorney decided he would not fight coming back here to Duval County. We're told the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office will pick him up on Monday. Lott is accused of stabbing and shooting his grandmother, Kristina French. He's been in custody since November 24th. Lott was driving his grandmother's car, and police say there were weapons inside.
Logan Mott arrived at the Jacksonville airport just a couple of minutes ago. Mott will likely face a judge tomorrow for murder and auto theft charges.
Wednesday, November 29th, 2017. Logan makes his first appearance in court.
Dressed in an orange jumpsuit, Logan Mott is the first person to appear before a judge Wednesday morning. At the 15-year-old's side, public defender Charlie Kofer. While the public defender traditionally oversees assistant public defender attorneys, high-profile cases are often handled by the state attorney, or in this case, the public defender. He picked this one, and he will work with the chief of his homicide division, Alan Chipperfield, on it.
Working with Charlie Kofer is Logan's original attorney out of Buffalo, Dominic Saraceno.
I gave them my word that when the case came to Florida, I wouldn't abandon them, and Mr. Kofer asked if I'd come on board, and I agreed to do so.
Neither attorneys would comment on their strategy, but they seem to be getting along with Logan's parents.
It wasn't animosity, but it's been going well.
And they say he seems to be doing better.
The jail is doing well, monitoring his blood sugar and working on his diet, so Director Morris has done an excellent job.
Friday, November 30th, 2017. Oh, look, another nanny. This one also has some really strong memories, but not at all similar, even though they knew Logan only 1 year apart. In January 2012, a nanny named Debbie answered an ad placed by Eric on care.com. Debbie looked after Logan for 4 months when he was 10 years old. She said that when she first read about the case, she shared the info on her social media accounts. But at the same time, she had a feeling